Tonight I am taking these beautiful chunky lamb loin chops and marinating them in some wonderful Greek flavors. And then I'm going to grill them to a rare to medium rare perfection. Come join me in my kitchen and I will show you how to make this delicious meal. I got a great reduced price on these beautiful lamb chops at our local Sam's Market. They look like mini T-bone steaks. For the meat marinade, I am using Greek flavors of yogurt, lots of garlic, shallots, lemon, some beautiful fresh rosemary and thyme, salt and pepper, some Dijon mustard, and of course some oregano. And here I have some candied jalapenos for some sweetness and heat. If you don't have candied jalapenos, you can substitute honey and some chopped fresh jalapenos, or you can leave the heat out altogether. That is optional. Here I'm putting everything in a large bowl and combining well. You can also use a large plastic bag for the marinating. You can find this recipe and the list of ingredients in the description box below. All these flavors work very well together, and the yogurt breaks down the fiber and tenderizes the meat. The end result is a very tasty, flavorful, and juicy piece of lamb. Tonight I am serving with a tater and parsnip mash and a stewed tomato and corn side dish. If you like this video, remember to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment below. You can also come visit me on Facebook, Google+, Pinterest, and Tess Cooks For You blog. Now I'm adding all the lamb chops and giving them a good toss. I want to make sure that all the pieces are coated well. When they're marinating in the refrigerator, I will give them a good mix a couple of times. You want to give it time for all those flavors to marry together and do its thing, so you want to marinate for at least 4 to 6 hours. I plan to marinate overnight. I'm ready to grill the lamb chops, and I took them out of the refrigerator about 30 or 40 minutes ago to bring them up to room temperature. I also lightly scraped off the excess marinade. Today I'm using peanut oil because it has a high temp rate and will nicely caramelize and brown the outside of the chops. You can also use avocado oil. I'm using my cast iron grill pan today because it's still a bit cold outside to be grilling. I want my lamb chops to be rare to medium rare. These chops are about 1 inch thick, so they're going to take about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, and an additional couple minutes on the bone end. The internal temp should be about 130 to 135. I have 12 lamb chops, so I have a couple pans going. It is smelling wonderful in my kitchen. I try to be very frugal in my cooking, and after we were done with the lamb chops, I saved the bones, and I cooked them down with some carrots, celery, and onions to make a stock. I used that stock as a gravy base for shepherd's pie, but instead of using lamb meat, I used ground beef, and it was a great combination. It tasted just like lamb in shepherd's pie, with all the richness. Now I'm standing the lamb chops up on the bone end, which is the thickest end. I'm cooking them for 2 more minutes. This way the thick end finishes cooking without overcooking the thinner end. And finally I'm just charring each of the sides for about 15 to 20 seconds. And they're done. And now on to the rest of the meal. Serving with a potato and parsnip mash, seasoned with some shallots, garlic, salt and pepper, butter, and a healthy dab of sour cream. The vegetable dish is some sautéed shallots and garlic with some stewed tomatoes and corn. The lamb has been resting for 5 minutes and I'm ready to make a plate. All topped with some crumbled feta cheese. I must say these lamb chops were delicious, tender, and juicy. Wonderful flavor, and I can't wait to try them on a charcoal grill. I hope you give this marinade for lamb loin chops a try. We thought it was delicious and I definitely will be making it again. Even though a pricey piece of meat, you can make it go a long way. Until next time, enjoy. Thanks for joining me here in Tess's kitchen. If you like this video, please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for future recipe videos. You can also come visit me on Facebook, Pinterest, Google+, and Tess's blog. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.